guys know I will literally never put myself on a book buying ban, but we have got to get through some of these books on this TBR. I want to read 7 books in 7 days, and so I have this huge stack of books that I'm going to try to finish all of these this week. Now, is that possible? I don't know, because I've never done anything like this. I've done little challenges like reading 200 pages in a day and things like that, but I've never done a challenge like this. I will say it helps because my week this week is a little bit slower work-wise, which is nice because we're actually going on vacation next week. So I tried to finish a lot of what I need to finish prior to like the last 2 vacations I was on. And then whenever I come back for my next vacation, that's when I think it'll pick up again. So it gives me a little bit more time to read. Granted, the week could always change. Like there are always things flying left and right with work, so like this could change. It could end up being a busy week, I don't know, but as of right now it's looking like it's gonna be pretty chill. I did finish this over the weekend, so technically if I added this in it would be 8 books in 7 days, but I'm not going to add this in just because I want it to like officially be 7 books in 7 days. Again, I've never done this before, so I feel like this would be a fun little challenge. And a lot of the time when I do challenges, I don't finish them because they're like hard. Like I will like make challenges that are like, you know, just, I wouldn't say they're not like attainable, but they're definitely really hard. But I really want to finish this one. I did end up finishing this book and it was cutesy. I will probably save my thoughts just for like the wrap up. I mean, I guess there weren't really a ton of thoughts that I have to say about this book. It was cute. It gave what it needed to give. I think I'm gonna rate this one 3 stars. I love Deanna Gray's writing. They're just super cutesy, fun books. It's the first book in this series, like a hockey romance series. So excited to get more into that. But I have these 7 books and I'm gonna try to get through all these this week. I did start one of them already, and the first book is Heartless, which is a book that I have been putting off for a long time because I read Flawless by this author and did not enjoy it at all. I literally rated it like 2 stars. So I've been putting this off, but I own the whole series in these like cowboy covers, and so I really want to read them because it's like, why do I own these like special covers if I'm not going to actually read the whole series? And I literally own the entire series. Guys, I'm halfway through this book and absolutely eating it up. I'm eating it up. I'm eating it up. I love Cade. I love the nanny trope, and it's like, it's just a unique, not a unique take, because I mean I've read this before like many times, but I love that she is like taking care of his son and she's like just a caregiver, and like they have forced proximity obviously because she's the nanny, and it's just, I'm really loving this one. So I always try to give an author a few books before I just kind of completely write them off, and I've only read 1 book by this author, and I'm so glad that I picked up another book because I can already tell this is going to be a book that I really love. I'm going to be so serious. I'm thinking about picking up the 3rd book in this series before the month is over, just because I'm loving this book that much. But I do want to go outside and read this book a little bit. I'm going to go Pilates today, and I will give you guys a little bit of an update a little bit later as I get more into this book. Amazon haul to show you guys, and I'm gonna open this in a second, but I wanted to just give you a quick overview of what I finished and what I'm gonna start reading next. This book right here, so good. I'm like this close to like reading the next book in the series. I'm not even kidding. I read this so fast, and I was really surprised by how much I loved it because I just didn't like Flawless at all, which is the first book in the series, but that just goes to show you cannot write off an author based off of one book. I really did not enjoy Flawless like at all. I think I rated it like fairly low, but this one I loved. And I think the reason why I like this one so much more is like in this book, I feel like I got a lot less of like the rodeo and a lot less of like the country vibes for like their work stuff, and I got more of the romance. In Flawless, I feel like it was very focused on the rodeo because Rhett is obviously like competing, and then I got like glimpses of the romance, but it was like all like quick, and it was all centered around the rodeo, and it was all like let's hook up type of thing. Where this, like, I love books with tension, and I think that books that have something that's keeping the two characters apart are some of my favorites because I know that they want to be together but they can't be together, and obviously she's the nanny, and like there's just all that tension there, and I really enjoyed this one. So now I'm excited that I did buy the rest of the books in the series, and I still own 2 books in her like new series too, but I'm glad that I own them. This actually reminds me of how I felt when I read the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. It gives a similar vibe where it's like really quick pace, it's really fun. So I honestly might read the next book in the series. I'm not even kidding. And I'm like so surprised by that because I feel like a lot of the books that are like super big on Book Talk are usually books that like I would have liked in 2020, 2021, like when I first got back into reading, and not really books that I enjoy now, but I really ate this one up. So it also alluded to spice more than there was like actual spice on page until like the very end, which is my favorite. Like if you have like 2 characters that are like wanting to be together and they're like kind of like tempting each other a little bit, but it's like not actually happening on page, I eat that up. Chef's freaking kiss. So yeah, this one I ended up finishing that one. And I ended up starting this one. This is a book that I was like surprised that I'm not like obsessed with right off the bat, mostly because I've read other books by this author. I knew it was gonna be spicy because her books usually are fairly spicy, but this gets right into the spice. Like chapter 3, 4, or 5, somewhere in there, it's like immediately you're already in it. And those are some of my least favorite reads just because I am a tension girly. Like I am learning that. I don't even really mind if there's spice, I just need the tension to get me there. And this one kind of like jumps right off into the spicy parts of the book. It does give rom-com like feel for sure because it's set around like something that's kind of like wouldn't really happen in real life, but it's still cute. It feels like a true rom-com. So I am enjoying that part, and Denise Williams' writing is just like super fun. So I do think I will like overall enjoy my experience, but it just isn't gonna be one of those that I'm like absolutely obsessed with, I don't think. I'm really trying to read like a book a day, or like maybe even 2, because I do wanna read 7 books by the end of this video. This is a massive box right here, as you guys can see, and I don't think I will ever stop book shopping, genuinely, just because books make me so happy, but also because I find so many books by authors that I know are not going to be in the library, and they're not going to be like really anywhere else, and it just makes me excited to be able to support them, and I love being able to grab those off of Amazon. So the first book I got is The Favorite Girl by Monica Araya. I actually already own this book and read it, and I think I rated it like 4 stars. Loved it. It's a great thriller. It kind of reminds me of The Housemaid a little bit, in like a similar vibe, but one of my friends, she borrowed it, and I genuinely don't think I'm ever gonna get it back. I haven't asked for it, and I never asked because I know that every reader takes their own time when they read. So like if someone's new to reading and they take like 8 months to finish a book, you keep that book. Like I finished it, I don't mind. But I do have a friend at the gym who's looking for a really good thriller, and I know she'll love this book. And so I was like, you know what, let me just buy it. I may never get the book back from my other friend. This was like 10 bucks. And this is gonna get my friend who's at the gym even more into reading whenever I recommend it to her. I feel like this has become my mission, like make everybody a reader. I just love being able to do that. I also have all of these books here. I want to show you guys. So I got a total of, what do we have? 3, 6, 7 books in this box. Is that a lot? Yes. Is it needed? Probably not, because I'm gonna finish 7 books in this video hopefully, and then I'm gonna bring in 7 books. While we're on the topic of like the books that I have read, before I get into the rest of this haul, I have to say there's a sick scene like where the character gets sick in Heartless, and I cannot stop thinking about it. Like I've been thinking about it since I finished the book. I love a club scene in a book, and I love when a character gets sick and the guy has to take care of her. I don't know, there's just something about it. I also picked up 1 in a Million. I actually almost picked this up when I was in the bookstore, and I was like, oh, I actually think that I bought that book already, and I did. I almost got it in the independent bookstore while I was out of town. They did not have this at my Barnes in town, and they didn't have it at the closest independent bookstore to me, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna order it, not even thinking it might be in the bookstore when I go out of town. On the back it says she's got everything planned, including when she'll have kids, until something completely unplanned turns her world upside down. And it looks like it's really, really good. It says that 1 in a Million is a fun celebrity rom-com with the poignancy of Abby Jimenez and a modern twist on Surprise Baby for fans of Jasmine Guillory. And it says that there is a mix-up at the fertility clinic where her eggs are stored. And suddenly she has a daughter whose biological father is reluctant to share her. So excited to read this. I feel like that's like a pretty good blurb on the back, and it gets me really excited to pick it up. I also want to read Sips About to Go Down by Audrey Vaughn. I have never read anything by this author. And again, I love reading books by authors that aren't super hyped up yet. And this says, the only thing worse than being roommates with my rival, falling for him. Returning to my small hometown after I crash and burn in the city is bad enough. Having my lifelong rival, Wes Stryker, rub it in my face doesn't make it easier. Even worse, I'm hired to help him pull his family's distillery out of a rough patch. Oh, and I'm forced to be his roommate, and that means dealing with his annoying flirting and one-upping all day, every day. At least until he starts to make me ugly laugh, and I see glimpses of his big heart. Oh wait, no, it says he's unbearably cocky, and his dimpled smile charms everyone with a pulse except me. At least until he starts to make me ugly laugh, and I see glimpses of his big heart under the side he shows everyone else. Resisting him when he wanders around the house in nothing but sweatpants, undressing me with his eyes, not possible. But I've sworn off charmers like him, and the last man I let into my heart destroyed my confidence in my career. I won't make that mistake again. And this looks like a really quick read. It's less than 300 pages. It's only 282. And it looks like it's gonna be really easy because like the words are super big. So maybe I'll put this, I don't know, I was gonna say maybe I'll put this on my TBR for next month, but I don't know, I feel like maybe I'll read this month. I don't know, we'll see. I also picked up Kindred, the graphic novel. I do own this, I'm pretty sure, in the actual like physical form, but I almost feel like if I read the graphic novel that it'll be even more fun to read. The words are really small in the graphic novel, and it looks like it's gonna give like what it needs to give. Like it's not gonna just be pictures, and I'll be able to get a good storyline. So excited to pick this up. I also saw on the back, not on the back, I saw on Amazon that there also is Parable of the Sower, so that's why I wanted to look on the back, and it is available in the graphic novel form. So if you're someone who's been wanting to read this story, maybe pick this up. You guys know that whenever I was in St. Martin, we had a whole conversation about the Parable of the Sower, and Jordan said that she really loved it, and Lynette said she didn't really love it. And so it'd be interesting to like read a graphic novel to see if I want to like jump into the physical like other book like with the like actual text in it. I also picked up, and these are a lot of books honestly that are by really small authors, which is why I like buying them from Amazon, because most of these authors are not on bookshop.org, and then most of these authors do not have their own website either. So it's a great way for me to support them. I picked up Out of Rounds by Jatia Ellie, and this says, Honey G is well known for her outfits, quick wit, and for walking in the shadow of her legendary father, the coach of the Lakeview Gators. Lately, she's known for her team's losing streak. Honey's main goal is to drive her team to victory and please her boyfriend Terrence. That's until everything she loves is jeopardized. Honey has to change her entire game plan. Chance Alston is a certified rookie who parties hard and loves harder. He had everything he needed, his career, his best friend, and girlfriend Xena, until a tragic accident sends him to the small town of Lakeview. Chance is forced to fight for his career and newfound love, but his problems don't end there. Honey and Chance realize along their journey that the game of love is the greatest game they'll ever play. And this book also looks like it's going to be quick. There's really short chapters, and this is also less than 300 pages. It's only 238 pages. So this one looks like a good one. I also picked up Unlikely Neighbors. This is a book that is in Barnes & Noble, but not every Barnes & Noble. It's not in mine, which I've shared many times before, that like my Barnes & Noble in town just doesn't have like the best book recs, which is why I travel like an hour and a half to go to indie bookstores, or I'll travel an hour and a half to go to another Barnes. The closest like indie bookstore to me is like 45 minutes, and they really specialize in like fiction and fantasy, and they do have some romance, but they don't have like a ton of romance. They've been getting more, but I do love that bookstore. But I just knew I wouldn't be able to find this book there, so I figured I would order it online. I also did not find this in the indie bookstore when I was in like out of town. So yeah, I'm really excited that I grabbed it. It says, a small town woman's journey of self-discovery takes an unexpected detour when she inherits a Brooklyn brownstone, complete with one hot next door neighbor in this sexy, emotional contemporary romance. And this book just came out not that long ago, so I'm excited to read this one along with the other ones that I picked up. And then the last book that I picked up is At the Waterfall by Smardline S. And it says on the front, falling doesn't always have to hurt. Guys, look at her outfit. Like, she is so cute. I love her hair. I love her outfit. It says, two strangers, one cabin. Grief and fear aren't strangers to Jake and Mia. Jake, a climber addicted to control, lives for the next thrill, but avoids love at all costs. He has his rules. Never sleeps with the same girl twice. No exchanging names. No staying over. Can't risk anyone catching feelings. That is, until he's forced to share a cabin with the princess and her no noise before 8 a.m. rule. Mia is a writer, is looking for peace and quiet to rediscover her passion and honor her mother's last wish. Now she has to put up with Mr. Hot and ASSH, and it has like a asterisk hole, constantly disrupting her sleep, and the S's are with money signs, disrupting her beauty sleep with his blender. Spending more time together, their frustrations turn into attraction. Lazy mornings at the waterfall tend to lead to tender gazes and soft touches. Their connection is anything but casual and dangerously like falling. It threatens to shatter Jake's walls and make him face his deepest fears, while Mia risks falling for someone who might never reciprocate her feelings. As summer ends, Jake must either confront his feelings or let Mia leave with a broken heart, shattering his own in the process. Guys, this looks so good. And now this one is a little bit longer. It's like 400 pages, but this sounds literally perfect for like a summer romance. It's just, it looks so cute. It's forced proximity. I just am really excited for this book. So yeah, those are all the books that I picked up in my haul, 7 books. But I really think that this is gonna be the month that I read like more than I ever have. I think that I'm gonna read maybe over 20 books. We'll see. Whatever I do, I wrap up. But I've been reading so much. I've just been like in a big reading mood. And I think it's because it started to warm up. So I'm really excited to get to these. I do wanna go outside and read for a little bit. So let's go and do that before we like really dive deep into anything else. I'm on page 237 of this, and it's really cute. There's one part of this book that I did not really expect, and I haven't really seen in other romances, and it is literally making me swoon. So the main character, she is someone who kind of just like doesn't have her life together. She's very much like, she doesn't know what she wants to do in life. She like will couch hop. She'll just like kind of bop around and is like fine doing whatever. Whereas her family's like, you need more structure. She ends up meeting this guy who like they end up fake dating, but he's very much like type A and not like her at all. Like likes to have a plan. He like helps his family, that kind of thing. But one thing that's in this book that I haven't seen in other books is that the main character in this, because her life is so like all over the place, her family kind of like makes fun of her, or they like make jokes at her expense. And I feel like that happens a lot in families. Like, I don't know, it's just like, there's all the stories that you tell of things that happen, and sometimes there's someone who's like the butt of the joke. And I really love how in this book, the like guy, he goes over to her family's house for dinner, and while he's there, they're all like telling jokes at her expense, and she's like laughing. And he's also noticed throughout the book that she's like the type of person who will always make her own jokes at her expense, because she kind of wants to be the first person to like get the laugh before everyone else is like laughing at her. And so anyway, he kind of tells her like, you don't need to do that, like you don't have to like, you know, make jokes about yourself. And she's like, no, like it's funny, whatever. He's like, but her smile doesn't reach her eyes, so he feels like she doesn't actually think it's funny. So anyway, he goes to this dinner, and while he's there, her family's like making all these jokes, and he doesn't say anything. Whenever they leave though, she's like, well, why were you like not laughing? Like you didn't seem to be like enjoying yourself. And he's like, I was, but like those just aren't the stories that I would have brought up if I were to talk about you. And she's like, well, what stories would you bring up? And he's like, well, I would bring up the stories about how like you are always so empathetic to this elderly guy who always comes in and wants to talk to you at the shop, or how there's like someone who was kicked out of their family or kicked out of their home, and you're always like giving them money every single time that you see them, just to like help them out. And he's telling all these like cutesy little details about her, and it's like making me swoon, because so often we can like belittle ourselves and do that to like make other people feel comfortable, or to make ourselves, I don't know, just like more, I don't know. It's like if someone else belittles you, it's like bullying, but when you do it to yourself and then other people do it with you, it just like feels like it hurts a little bit less, even though it's like the same thing. And I really love how he was like, no, like you deserve to have like good stories told about you. And like, yes, your life might be like all over the place, but like you're an incredible person. And I just think that that's cute, especially because he is a type A person. It's not like he's very much type B like her. Like he recognizes that she's all over the place, but he still thinks it's like cute. I don't know. I just think that that's like a really fun part of the book. I'm getting pretty close to the end. I'm at 237, and the book goes until 3, like 60 something, like 65. So I still have a little ways to go, but not too much left. I think I might start another book, which is this book right here, and get into this one tonight, just because it was really hard to like start a book right after I finished another one, or it is really hard for me to do that, and I just don't like doing that very often. I like to kind of jump into something when I'm in the middle of a book, so that way I like can already kind of get into the meat of it, versus whenever I start it right after I finish another book, it's usually not very interesting. Like right when you start a book, you don't care about the characters or anything. So I feel like if I start this and kind of get into it, it's going to help me whenever I'm done with that one and I want to like fully hop into this one. That's at least the idea that I have. But I've been wanting to read like an urban romance or something that's kind of like unhinged, just because I've read so many like cutesy fluffy romances. But I am really in my romance era. Like usually by this point, I would kind of be, not like over romance, but like usually if I read like 3 in a row, I'm like, I'm good. Like I'll want to read a thriller, or I'll want to read historical fiction, or I want to like just like do something different. And I have not been like seeking that out. And I think part of it is because there's so many books on my TBR that like I want to read, because there's like new releases, but also there's releases by like authors that I've heard like the books are really good and I haven't gotten to it yet. There's just so many good books out, and so I really like want to read them all, especially because it's like warm weather. So I think I'm gonna start this one, maybe read a little bit more of the other one, and then I'll probably give you guys an update sometime tomorrow. Good morning. I decided to bring my book outside, and I'm really glad that I did. I almost didn't come out here. I used to come outside a lot more, but I feel like after Bane passed, I just didn't want to be in our backyard. So most of last summer, I would like go to other little areas around town, like near the water, and I would like come in our backyard, but like not for very long. So this summer I'm trying to like heal that little part of my heart that's a little bit broken, and I think coming outside is doing that. I think it's just hard, like whenever I'm going to sit in spots where I would sit with Bane, like this specific spot right here. I remember we sat here a week before he passed, and he like could barely get outside, and we wanted to go down by the dock, but we couldn't, and he could only like move this far, and we just kind of like hung here, and he like basked in the sun, and we fed him steak because he like wasn't eating anything. So there are memories that obviously aren't like terrible, but just makes me like miss him a lot. And so I've been trying to get outside a lot more, because like what's the point of living on the lake if you're never out actually on the water. But today the water is like really it's pretty calm, which I feel like is very rare, so I'm really glad to be able to like be outside today. I started 1201. I'm really loving this book, guys. I'm on page 70, which is chapter, let's see, what chapter is this? The book is actually a lot bigger, chapter 9. The book is a lot like taller than the other books that I was reading, so I'm hoping that I can get through this in one day. We'll see. I'm really gonna try. This has been a really fun challenge to like try to read 7 books in 7 days, because it's making me like really lock in. Like it's making me realize how much time that I have to read. Like I wake up in the morning at 5 to read before work, and then like right now I'm outside and I haven't started my work day yet. It's like 7 o'clock, and I never would have gotten outside to do this if I hadn't been like doing this challenge. But I have like about 30 minutes to read before I like really need to get into the day, and so yeah, I'm really gonna try to enjoy it. I'm thinking about going down by the water and sitting, just because it's like so nice, and it's very rare that the water is like this calm. Usually it's like super loud and I can't really talk down there, but I feel like I might go down there. This book is wild. It's one of those books that I kind of thought was gonna be completely unhinged and not really have like a great romance plot, but it actually does. Like I'm really enjoying the 2 characters in this. It's definitely enemies to lovers, but you kind of know that they're gonna be lovers, which is like the point. Like a lot of the time people will be like, oh, it's not really enemies to lovers, because like we know that they're like not actual enemies, like they just like don't like each other. And it's like, well, most people in real life who are enemies don't want to actually like kill each other unless it's like a fantasy. Most people will be like, oh, you should just say like rivals to lovers instead of enemies to lovers, because they're not actually enemies. But like she actually does hate him, and he's secretly kind of had like a thing for her, but the reason she hates him is because he is actually the brother of her ex-boyfriend, and her ex-boyfriend ended up like leaving her to be with this girl. And this is all in the back of the book. It says, picture this: your fiance cheats on you the night before your wedding with someone he claimed was his cousin. Then just months later, he's at the altar with the same quote-unquote cousin. So she obviously hates her fiance or ex-fiance, but also his brother. She's like, I don't like you either. Like, why would I like you? You're just like your brother, because they're twins. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. She is kind of starting to like see the good side of him, but she's like making herself be like, no, don't fall for his like charm, because like that's what happened with his brother. But yeah, he is trying to just like make her not think about his brother. I will say that I'm kind of like, you have no allegiance to your family. And maybe because he knows that his brother is kind of like just a terrible person. Maybe that's why. And I don't know. It is surprising to me that he's like, yeah, F my brother. Like, let's, you know, like, forget him. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but he's pretty much just like, forget him. And I'm very surprised that he's like even not having any regard for his own family. But anyway, I'm gonna read this. I think I'm probably gonna go down by the dock, read for a little bit. I do need to go work out this morning. We might go to the bookstore today too. I'm planning on walking with Taylor tonight. I've been trying to like make plans right after work because I find that that's the time when I really have like time to do it. Usually I will like make plans with friends, and like it'll be on the weekends and stuff, but whenever I do it during the week, I have to make it at like 5:15, 5:30, because then I can just like go straight from like finishing the work day to like hanging with a friend versus like sitting down, getting comfortable, and then I'm like, do I want to do that? Because I always end up having fun when I do it, but I think just like getting out of the house is the hard part. Also, while I'm reading this book, it's making me really realize how grateful I am for my friends, and how like I was watching Natalie's video from the Bookish like little trip, and she picked up a book by a Black author in it, and in one of her videos before that she also was reading a book by a Black author as well. And I found that a lot of people who like read diversely, usually you see like the book covers don't really have people on them. And she picked up like 2 books. One of them was A Kiss Countdown. She was telling like one of her friends to read it because she was like, I read it, it was so good. And then we both picked up The Relationship Mechanic, which is like a queer romance, and it looks like it's gonna be so cute. And both of us wanted to like read it. And they also have Black people on the cover. And I just started thinking about how like that is really healing a part of me that I didn't really know needed to be healed, because there were so many times when I was younger where I would like watch a show, or I don't know, there would just be like some part of my experience that I couldn't share with other people because they were not like, they didn't have an interest in it, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I remember going to a sleepover, and like my friends, they were all like, let's braid each other's hair, and like I was the only one that no one like picked to have like to braid my hair, and my hair was different. And there were many times where I would like watch a show and be like, oh my god, the show is so good, like Girlfriends or something, and I'd be like, have you watched it? And they're like, no, like I haven't watched it, but you're watching Sex and the City, you know? And it's like they're very similar type of show, but because the characters are Black, like you so often see people like not want to pick up those books or movies or whatever. And I don't know, just seeing her like read that book and get excited about it and share it with her friends, and I know that's not like probably a huge deal to like anyone else, but it just it makes me realize how, one, representation is so important, but 2, being like inclusive in what you read and what you watch really does actually include people. Like it makes people who are already seeking out those stories, who digest them and love them, be able to have an outlet to like talk to more people about it, and it makes you again feel just very included in book conversations, movie conversations, or whatever. So it was really cool like talking to her about The Kiss Countdown whenever we were out of town. And it was like cool seeing her recommend the book to her friend. And I don't know, I love seeing more people pick up diverse reads, and not that she hasn't already been like reading tons of diverse recs, but it specifically made me think of how I feel whenever I see people reading books that I would love to talk about, but like I don't have as many people to talk about it with because not as many people are reading them. And there are like parts of me in all of those books, and it just feels like really, I don't know, I just feel really good. So anyway, that's like a little random thought that I feel like it's kind of hard to articulate, so I hope you kind of understand what I mean. But I have also been like really trying to not only read books by like Black authors this year, but I want to read more sapphic romances, and I want to read more books with characters that have different like bodies than I do. And I just want to read stories where maybe I am not like the center, but I can like get to know someone else's experience through that story. I just really try to do that often, but this year I want to do that even more. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go and read this book over by the water while it's still so calm. I recently saw someone sharing that this book is so underrated, and it makes me want to read it because I love Christina Lauren's books. I recently read The Paradise Problem, I think a few months ago, and I really thought it was cute. And then Love in Other Words is a book I literally read every single year. So I thought about getting this one, but I don't know. This is probably weird, but like, this is gonna bother me. This is gonna bother me, and it's literally such a small thing, but I think in my brain I'm like, if I spend what, $20 on a book, I'm like, I just want it to like look pristine. And I feel like if I mess it up, it's like not that big of a deal, but I don't know why I'm like that, but maybe that just means I don't want it that bad. So I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything else that catches my eye. There is one book that I specifically came in here for, so I hope that I can at least grab that one. I love when I come in and see a book that isn't even out yet in stores. This doesn't come out until the 22nd. By the time you guys will have seen this, this will be out. But it is a book by Britney Cherry, and I love her books. I'm gonna try to read it, I think, in this video. There are so many new books coming out right now. This is literally a romance lovers, like, just like the best time of year. This book is here too, and I have a copy of this. I literally just bought it. I'm really excited to read it because her books are so just like really cute. I feel like I kind of fell off of reading her books for a while. Like I read like 3 or 4 in a row, and then I didn't read any for a while. So that will probably be the first book that gets me back into her writing, because I think I read literally like 3 or 4 of her books in a row. I just finished making this little video for TikTok, and I am getting ready to go on a little walk with Taylor. Really excited because we haven't been on one in a while because I've been out of town for so long, literally the last 2 weeks, and we always hang out like usually like, I don't know, at least once a week. So it'll be really nice to get together. But I just got done obviously eating, and then I went to staff carpet and obviously the bookstore. I did this little thing. I don't know if I am gonna show you guys or not because I don't have like footage on this camera, but I like did this little thing that was very special, or at least it felt special to me. And I like made it into a reel. So if you guys want to see it, if I haven't shared it, you guys should go look on Instagram. I probably will share it. But yeah, I just got some carpet from Staff Carpet for our basement. One of you guys were actually asking when I am gonna like show the updates in the basement, and I can't show them yet because they're not done yet. But we are getting the carpet, so it's getting close, which is really exciting. I am gonna show you guys probably the books that I picked up today. I'm gonna probably show you guys those tomorrow because they're really good, but I think by the time that I get home it'll probably be dark. I did want to give you guys an update on this book right here. I ended up finishing this one. Very cute. I definitely want to read more by this author. I definitely have to go into this one knowing that it's gonna be like cutesy but also like spicy, and all the books that I've read from her are. I think if you like Allie Hazelwood's books, you'll really enjoy her books. They're just like cute, spicy, fun, and it's always like a woman who's like in STEM, and I really enjoy reading about that. So anyway, I'm gonna go on a little walk. I don't know if you guys can even hear me at this point because it's so windy, but it should be fun just enjoying the rest of this warm weather, because I think the rest of the week is supposed to be kind of rainy. I want you guys to say hi to Taylor. I have a book haul and a book update, but I have to say this bag from Barnes, it is like a food bag. Like, it's Barnes & Noble broke because what is this? It says, fantastic food, thank you, superior service. And I don't know. Barnes, are you okay? If you're watching this, like, I literally got this bag and I was like, what is going on? Why did they put my bag into my books into a food bag? We give them enough money. Like, can y'all not buy some bags? But anyway, I'm gonna show you guys that haul in a second. But I ended up starting a second book yesterday because you guys know I'm always reading 2 books at once. And this book is really good. I am just getting to chapter 10, so I'm not like super far into it, but it is enjoyable. Well, I guess I wouldn't say it's super good because I think I had very high expectations because so many people have recommended Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, which is what I'm reading. But it just like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel, but it's just an easy read, I'll say that. I love the pregnancy trope, but usually the books I've read are stories where the characters are already together or they're already in love, and then like it's like whoops, like we're pregnant, like accident, whatever, but they like, you already knew they were gonna like be together. This is a book where you don't have that same vibe, so it's definitely an interesting take. So yeah, I'm interested to get into this story a little bit more to see my thoughts, but it is a super easy read. It just is like one that I don't know if I'm going to be like absolutely obsessed with. I have read one other book by Hannah Bonham Young. It's called Next of Kin. I think I rated that one 3.5 stars. And granted, I'm only like 100 pages in. So, I mean, I still have a ways to go. It's like 400 pages almost. And the words are super big. So it was really easy to get like super far into this in just like such a short time. But obviously I still have a ways to go, but it's a very easy read, but it also doesn't seem like it's gonna be something that's like groundbreaking. And this book right here, I'm loving it. It is very spicy. I am not super far into this one either. I'm about 100 pages. This one is a little bit more, like, it's not as, like, the words aren't as big and it's a bigger book. So I think it's gonna take me like a little longer than this one, which is why I wanted to have like another book to kind of go back and forth with. But I'm loving this. So many of you guys told me to pick this up and you're like, you're gonna like it. It's messy. It definitely is. I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's one of those books that I don't want to put down. Like, I'll literally, like last night I was reading and I was in bed and I was like, I don't want to put this down like at all. I don't want to go to sleep. So I'm really excited that I'm loving it this much. I am going to put this over here for now while I go through this daggone Walmart restaurant bag to show you guys what I picked up. I got 2 books. And one of them I actually already own. The first book that I got is If You Stayed by Britney Cherry, and I got this one because she sent the ARC to me. I have not read it yet. I'm going to try to read it this week or next week. I'm not really sure, but she sent the ARC to me. But anytime I get an ARC from an author, I always buy the book as well because I always want to support the author. Like, yes, you're sending me your book and like thank you for sending it to me early, but like I also want to buy it because I want you to get your coin, especially when it's authors that I'm obsessed with. It's very rare that I like take an ARC from any author that I haven't like read from before. It's usually authors that I know and love. So yeah, I'm just excited to read this, but I definitely wanted to support her. And I feel like authors deserve to get the recognition, not just in me talking about the book if I enjoy it, but also with dollars too, because like that's what's gonna pay their bills. So yeah, anyway, I'm excited to read this one. I've read, I think like 7 or 8 books by Brittainy Cherry. Like, I've read so many books by her. Her books are very much like small town romance, usually dramatic, like soap opera vibes. They usually will make you cry. I've rated one book by Britney Cherry under 5 star or under 4 stars. It was 3.5, and all the other like 6 that I've read, I've rated above 4 or above. So really excited to get into this one. Well, it comes out the 22nd, but it was in my bookstore early, so you might actually be able to find it. Well, actually, by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be after the 22nd, so you can definitely pick it up. But love her books. I also picked up 5 Years From Now by Paige Toon. Oh, I don't think I told you guys what this one's about. It's about a girl who's like in a marriage with a guy that she like, he just treats her really badly. And while she's in that marriage, someone from her past, like a guy who, like, I think they like dated when they were younger or something. It was like they're like soulmates pretty much, but something pulled them apart. He ends up popping back up in her life again later on, but like obviously she's married. So it's giving drama, it's giving mess. I do think that this is small town romance as well, so I am really excited to read it. And it starts off with a bang. Also, I have to show you the picture in the front. So beautiful. Look at that. I think that that's so pretty. So those are the main characters. And it says, the very first part of the book, it says, blood trickled down my forehead, landing on my slightly parted lips. That's literally the first sentence. Like, her books hook you, and they hook you quick. I also picked up 5 Years From Now by Paige Toon, and this one I don't really know too much about it, but I saw this because I think Corey Tyler, she was sharing how she read this book, and it's like a book that's like very underhyped, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's about two people, they meet as children, and you see them grow up and being in love, but you see them and their love story, and every chapter, I think it's 5 years later into the future or something like that. I don't know if it's every chapter, but like it goes on for a while. And it says, for the next 2 decades, fate brings Nell and Van together every 5 years. Their connection always undeniable. They will have to make a choice, but it's bigger than their lives alone. Is it bigger than their love? I've read one book by Paige Toon, and it was called Only Love Can Hurt Like This, and I actually didn't like it. I rated it 2 stars. But I think it's because it didn't feel like a romance to me. Like, it was a romance, but it felt more like a contemporary fiction. At the time, I was heavy in my romance era. And sometimes I wonder, like, if I were to go back in time and read books that I read, like, then, when I was, like, heavy romance, like, not reading anything else, and I read them now, I almost feel like I would like them now, because now I really do love contemporary fiction, and they're some of my favorite books when you're, like, reading themes of, like, family and friendship and stuff, and there's, like, a smidge of romance. So I just think at the time, I only wanted like heavy on the romance, and that one talked a lot about other things as well. So yeah, I have high hopes for this one. It says, best friends, first kiss, first love, 5 years from now, what will they be? And you guys know that Brady and I are like a friends to lovers story, so I love friends to lovers. It's literally my favorite trope. And Love in Other Words is a book that I read every single year. It's by Christina Lauren. They're such a great author duo. And I've read it like I've only read it 3 times, but I'm gonna read it again this year, so it'll be like my 4th time. So love all these. I'm gonna go to Pilates, and then like probably read a little bit later tonight. I am gonna go see another bestie tomorrow. We're gonna hang out, so that should be fun, and I'll keep you guys posted on if I can finish these books in this week. We'll see. We're getting into the week, so now I'm kind of like a little nervous. It's like, am I actually gonna be able to finish 7 books in the time frame? Like, I don't know. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, you need to use the sticky things you can to not sit. Yeah, perfect. There's your lunch that long, and then he's coming. Yeah, good. So you're doing your jacks first, and then you'll go to your pikes. Yes. Yep, and you can rest in between. You got the Pilates shades, girl. Try to do the pikes, because that might help if you're not bending your knees, you're locking out. Well, you can take it, you can them. So just push out on your knee on your forearms. Right, push long, and then you're gonna pull here. Yeah, so there you go. Ooh, no, that's anything. You can rest for a second.
becoming my gym's book dealer because I got a text last night from one of my friends at the gym, and she was like, can you bring the housemaid with you to like the gym tomorrow? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. So I'm gonna bring it, but I don't think that The Housemaid is Freida McFadden's best book, especially for like a newer reader. I enjoyed it, but I feel like when you're newly into reading, you have to like read something that absolutely hooks you from the very, very start, and it's kind of like easy to read. So I'm gonna bring Never Lie, because I think that this is like one of the best books for newer readers that like want to get into thrillers. And she hasn't like been reading a ton. Like she's been reading a lot of books by Colleen Hoover, and she's kind of like trying to branch out a bit. And I always bring a bunch of books to the gym, but I try to like tailor them to what I think people will like. And I also asked her, I was like, have you read Verity? And she was like, no. So I'm gonna bring that too. And I feel like so many people like are very much like, don't read Colleen Hoover, da da da. But I feel like Colleen Hoover got people into reading when no one really cared about reading back in like, well, not no one, but you know what I mean? Like she really spawned people's excitement for reading again. I remember in 2013 when I like had just, I don't know, it was like in the throes of college and like busy and stuff. I just didn't really have like an interest to pick up books, and I picked up Hopeless by Colleen Hoover, and that's when I started to fall in love with reading again. And then I kind of had like a little hiatus again because life got busy. And then in 2019, I picked up another book by Colleen Hoover, and that's what got me back into reading. So I don't know, I think it's easy to be like, oh, her books are this or that, or like, I don't know, I just know that there's like a lot of conversation around like what people think about her books or her as a person. And I just feel like anything that can get someone into reading books that like never reads, like my friends at the gym are literally people who will like haven't read a book in years, and in the last like year or two they've gotten into reading, and I've started bringing in books for them, which has like gotten them excited about reading. It's like you gotta start somewhere. So a lot of them have been trying to branch out from Colleen Hoover because that's kind of where they started. But again, it's like, it's tricky because you gotta recommend the right book. Otherwise, I feel like people who don't normally read will be like, oh, reading's boring and it's just this author that's good. So I've been trying to bring in other types of books. I thought about bringing in something by Lucy Score, like Things We Never Got Over, but again, that's like a thicker book. So, you know, that's kind of like hard for someone who's like new into reading. Then I thought about bringing in Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, but I feel like Colleen Hoover's books always have like a twist, like someone gets into a car accident or something like that, so it keeps you hooked versus just like having the romance. Whereas like in Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer, it's really easy to read and fun, but I do feel like there's the romance and then there's like elements of family, but there isn't really anything that like shocks you, you know? So then I thought about bringing in something by Britney Cherry. So anyway, this is where I'm gonna like leave it at, but I'm gonna tell her if she wants to read more books that are like very romance heavy and not just like kind of thriller vibes, I can like bring more recs for her. I still wanna like overwhelm her, but I just think it's so funny because I've become my like Jim's book dealer, and I'm not mad about it. I wanted to stop into Books A Million because I leave on Monday and I don't think I'm going to be able to get the new Emily Henry book before I go out of town. So I was going to try to see if they had it in here because the last time I came in here they had The Conditions of Will early and they don't have it, which is so sad. They have obviously funny story and people meet on vacation, but they don't have the Great Big Beautiful Life or whatever the heck the longest title in the world is called. They do have some like Colleen Hoover stuff and some other books here, and I have like my basket so I can see if I can grab a few things before I go eat. I love looking at the end caps and seeing what's here. I haven't read anything from Mia Sheridan in quite some time, but I want to pick up one of her books soon because I really loved Archer's Voice when I read it a few years ago. I have a really similar taste in books with Natalie, and we learned that on the recent trip whenever we were in the bookstore together, and she loved the deal, so I kind of want to get this because I know it's going to be turned into a TV show, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to actually continue the series, you know, and I don't want to buy the first book, read it and enjoy it and not actually continue the series because the series is so long. Like if you look at this is only like a short part of the series, and they have like spin-offs and stuff. It's just so long. I don't know if I'd actually get to the end of it. The selection, Booktuber Mentioned, is so good. They always have books in here that I've never seen before, which makes me want to just grab literally everything because I just like haven't heard of so many of these. Even though the book isn't in here, I'm really gonna cross my fingers that I can find it in the airport because I think it releases on the day that we leave, maybe? No, it releases the day after when we're already gonna be out of the country. So maybe someone will release it in the airport like a day early. I have to cross my fingers because I really want to read it on vacation. It just looks like it'd be such a great vacation read. The special edition copy is so pretty. I actually like this better than the original cover. They have so many special edition copies here because this one is really pretty too. Very thick, but also very pretty. I have never been in the clearance section of Books A Million. Guys, this is $5.97. They have the do-over for $5.97. So many good books for like a really affordable price. Literally $5.97. Like, I need to come and shop at their like bargain prices, and they have like fiction section and young adult too. Y'all, look who it is.
It's me, y'all. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm here.
I just got her these books. Read the first sentence of this.
Of this one?
Yeah.
The first sentence?
The very first sentence. I bet it'll get you out of your book slump.
Oh, like chapter 1?
Yes. Very first sentence.
Oh my god, trying to turn with nails is kind of hard.
Those nails are cute though.
The prologue or no?
No. The next. Yeah,
but that's pretty good though too. Blood trickled down my forehead.
Oh wait, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think that's
blood trickled down my forehead, landing on my slightly parted lips.
Yeah, so like what happened?
Why are your lips parted? And why is there blood?
Right. Like, I don't know what happened,
but that does sound good. I'm gonna read them.
You should. And then this is the Christian romance, and it's 4.3 on Goodreads.
Y'all, now she got me a Christian romance.
Hey, I'm doing my best. I'm trying.
I'm trying to respect my boundaries.
Yes, I am. And then Brittany Cherry, I don't think she normally has like real spice in hers. Like, remember the mixtape?
The mixtape was, yeah. Oh yeah, that's my favorite book.
Yeah, but it didn't really have any, did it? I think there was like one scene at the end.
Like you knew what they was doing, but she didn't like give
she didn't like put on page. Yeah.
And then it was a Holidays.
The Holidays, yeah.
That one wasn't bad. Like you knew what they were doing.
But it's like not descriptive.
Yeah, there's nothing I read of her that's been like.
Yeah.
What's that one author that I read with the 2 men and 1 woman? Why choose? What is her name?
I don't know. Was it Kate something? Kate. All right, thank you. Was it Kate? Oh my God, what was it?
What is it? I can look it up.
Kate.
Hey y'all.
They missed you so much.
Hey girl, half of them probably don't even know me.
I can't wait for you to read it. You should read. Okay, you should. We should read this together. Remember when we were supposed to Buddy Where You Grown and we never.
Yeah, maybe I'll record for something because they'll be like, oh my gosh. She's alive. No, one person made a rude comment. She was like, man, I guess I came too late because now you don't even post anymore. I was like, girl, I'm going through a life transition.
Dang. Also, like, you're just in a really great place in life. Like, I couldn't imagine me trying to film right after I got married and like, you know.
Girl, I don't think people understand. Do they know? I don't know. Your people probably don't know. My people on Instagram though.
She's married, so.
I'm married.
Married woman. Look at the ring. That looks so. It looks so good. I can't see that. You gotta get closer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if we can focus on it. Ooh. Ooh.
Peep the nails too, y'all. Press on. The quality of that camera is fire, honey.
Thanks. It's like kind of blowing us out after that. Right. Okay.
But no, I don't think they know enough. I don't think your people know.
Well, now they know.
Yes,
She also
guys,
has a channel if you guys have never seen her.
I'll be back.
Thank you. You guys have a good one. Thank you.
I'll be back eventually.
Yeah, we know.
When do you want to read this? If you give me a date that we're reading this,
You tell me.
I will film a reading
You
vlog.
tell me.
I could do it anytime. You're the one that's always on the go. I'm at home, honey.
What about next week?
Okay.
Like, that's why I said you tell me.
No, you just tell me when I gotta have it done. So are we gonna read at the same time so we can text about it?
Yeah, that's what I was
Or-
thinking. Because it doesn't come out until Tuesday.
Because it's not like I have to finish a book. But yes, I need to.
Why don't we start Tuesday
That's fine.
to Monday next week? Maybe okay. We'll have it. We'll have it finished by. When should we have it finished by? Maybe that's better. Like we'll just finish it at the same time.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mind reading at the same time.
Okay.
Like I'm not reading anything.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh shoot, I gotta finish this before I can read.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna do it. I promise. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna film. Oh.
You said
I'm gonna film, and we're gonna read this book, and maybe this will get me out of my slump.
It might.
Maybe this is
I feel
where
like her
need
books
to
are
come back
always the
to
ones. Like you love the mixtapes.
See, I feel like you was sent by the Lord. Well, we already had this. We already had this plan, you know.
We
But
did.
I have been wanting to get back into reading and filming, but I just been like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
because then it's like you want to read this, but you know you can't read this, and
Right.
but what you really want to read, you can't read.
Right.
So it's like, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this.
And that one, it hasn't even come out yet. So like you can't even. There aren't any like. I feel like sometimes if something has come out and it's like a new release, it's a new release. I almost feel like I hear everyone's thoughts and I'm like, like I'll read something else. It's like no, that's a clean slate. No one's even said anything about it because it hasn't been read.
Okay, I can do this.
You could. How long is it?
It's not long at all, honey. I can eat that up in a couple days.
Oh yeah.
And it's Britney Cherry.
Oh yeah, it's Britney Cherry.
You know her writing is superb.
So good. Oh yeah. And the story, it's about a girl who is married to a guy who's like terrible.
Okay, so both of these people black, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no offense to any non-blacks, but
This is the inside cover of this one. Hold on, let me show you. Oh, this one's
I
signed too.
love a good black love story, urban
Yes.
romance. Y'all, Shaughnessy put me on the urban romance, and it ruined my life.
That's the inside cover of this one. And then yeah, they're obviously black.
Did they already see
I
that?
don't think they've seen that one yet. I've read one.
I didn't do that.
I read one of her books around Christmas time. It was really cute. We're gonna go to Ross.
TJ Maxx. Well, we might find everything we need at Ross.
We might.
You never know.
Yeah. we might.
If I could find Gabe and my kettlebell, maybe we're
No.
good.
You don't need anything for Belle?
No, I already got both.
Okay.
I already got both. Oh yeah,
So
I got
wait,
two
when are we?
kids.
When are we? When are we?
When are we starting?
Yeah.
That's up to you. I might start before you. I might start tonight.
Start tonight. I'll start tonight.
Because I'm really trying to get back in the groove of me.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that's a really hard transition to
Yeah.
go from like solo dolo
Yeah.
to not having your kids every other weekend.
Yeah,
to
to
having
all
your
the
kids
time.
every day, being married.
Yeah.
You got to figure out.
And now
yourself
like you're in
again.
ministry too, so like
Yeah.
I mean that's a lot. Yeah.
But yes, I can do this. I can sit down and read a book because I need to.
What was the last book you read?
Oh,
Other than the Bible,
honey.
not counting.
What was it called? It was a Christian book on my Kindle. I don't remember.
Was it good? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't.
You said it was okay.
It wasn't giving like. What's that lady I like? See, this is how Kim.
Cassie.
It wasn't
The rapper?
It wasn't. It wasn't nothing on her level. Like, but it was good. It was good. But Kim
Okay.
Cash, she know how to write a Christian
See, I
novel.
still need to read that book.
Like, she knows how to eat the girls up.
Really?
Like, cause she's real. Like,
Yeah.
it's like real stuff that people.
And I
actually
feel
go
like that's
through.
what you can't find in a lot. Like I feel like a lot of Christian romances are very like fluffy and cutesy, which are fun. But it's like you got to be in the mood for that. I like a book that's gonna make me cry. That's gonna like show some like real
emotion.
yes, which is why I feel like I need to read that series.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you'll cry, but you'll definitely feel encouraged.
Okay. Well, didn't you say that they go through some real stuff?
They go through like the second book. Yeah, the first book is not that.
Not as good.
It's not as good. You know, the first book is always a little rough.
Yeah.
It's like a first episode in the series.
Yeah, but then the second one, that's the purple
second
one?
one, you'll cry. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's what I want. It's like I want
The
to.
second one was like, what the heck? Why'd she do that?
See, I want to
Felt
cry.
like Shonda Rhimes a little bit.
Really?
Nah, Shonda Rhimes kill everybody.
Yes.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I know nothing about kid sizes, so I was like,
You're like, where is the size?
I'm like, you're like a 19.1. I'm like, what is that?
She's doing good, guys. She's doing good.
And you got a massive stack too, so.
Yeah, and they were all like $7.99.
Yeah, that's why you go to Ross.
Look at this.
You
cute
cannot beat
shirt.
that. That is so cute.
Come on.
I really like this tan one too.
Now you're doing a lot. It's cute.
No, now you found that one.
My favorite
Yeah,
is that one. Hold
This
it
is my
up.
favorite too. Look at that.
And the grandpa one.
Come here.
Oh yeah, will you hold that one? Oh my gosh, look at the pattern of that one.
Hashtag
Ross.
Ross.
Yeah, literally.
Look at these shoes for $13.
Those are so cute. They
Tell
kinda,
me.
Those kind of look like Sperry's, honestly.
Yeah, they do. But they're U.S. sports.
That's all right.
That's what you gotta do, honey.
It's all right, baby.
And Bo is hard on shoes, so
Is
he
he?
will never get a nice pair of no
Yeah,
name
he'll
brand
be
shoes.
fine.
He don't care.
Let's see. Okay.
I'm getting some socks though.
Ooh, these ones.
Girl,
Flamin' Hot Cheetos socks. You want these?
Lord bless her.
You want
No.
these? Okay. Let's see. What other socks?
I might get that a pack of Adidas socks down there by you.
Blur.
The color is eating the girls up.
I didn't even know that these were like an actual color.
Oh my gosh.
$16 for that many socks isn't bad.
I think I'm gonna get them
You should. That's 6 socks.
because I feel like it matches, like, you know, who I'm becoming.
Yeah. And your sneakers, like,
Literally.
it matches your nails. Those are cute.
Oh, it does match my nail.
Yeah,
Oh,
those are cute.
that's a picture.
Yeah.
And remind me to never go shopping with you.
Why are you still holding this?
Because look how cute it is.
I will
It's
say.
$7. And it's got a little headband.
You do not need that for her.
Y'all, I got a little niece.
And she's so cute. How old is
She's
she
so
now?
tiny. She's like, she'll be 2 months on the 26th.
She's so cute. Here, let me see.
But she's not encouraging me to buy things.
No, you don't need to buy it because honestly, for Easter, like,
That's not for Easter. I just will buy that because it's cute.
okay, you really don't need to buy it then. Put them right there. You don't need to
They
buy
don't
it.
have the socks Gabe likes. He will wear those Adidas, but he will be mad if they're not
That they're
Nikes.
red. Oh.
He's bougie.
Oh wait, here's some Nike right here. What size?
I need
He
you
doesn't
to
like
show
that?
them. I need you to show them how them Nike socks are. My son, if I came home with them, he would punch me in the face.
He doesn't like the words on there.
Know how short they are. He likes the
Oh,
long
he likes
socks.
the long
You know
socks.
them
Yes.
Gen, whatever he is.
Isn't he Gen Alpha?
He Gen something.
Yeah, I feel like he's Gen Alpha.
These are only $6, $7.
Dang.
Oh my god.
But he's not gonna want that because it's Adidas, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he will actually like these.
Don't get it if he's not gonna
And
wear
they're
it.
5. He wears a 4.
Yeah, don't get it if he's not gonna wear it.
He will wear them because I bought them,
He'll be like,
but it's not
Mom.
his favorite.
Ooh, you should get him these.
Timberland. Whatever I say.
He probably wouldn't even like that.
Name that movie.
I have no idea.
You got served.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Something's wrong. I think I'm gonna get him these.
Are you?
Yeah, because he wears my socks all the time. These are so cute. I wish he liked ankle socks. He doesn't like ankle
I know.
socks.
Well, it's kind of crazy that he doesn't because I feel like maybe it's because Gen Z wears ankle socks. I don't know. People have been talking about millennials and they're like, millennials, you can always tell that they're millennial because they wear high socks. I'm
Probably,
like,
I think they be talking about this length socks.
oh.
Gen Z actually wears, or Gen whatever they are.
They wear like,
this, yes.
see, Gen Alpha.
long ones.
See, I can't keep up because I feel like when we were in college, we wore the long socks, and then
Yes.
people started making fun of us for wearing the long
Yeah,
socks.
because they want to be us. In the end, everybody wants
Really?
to be millennial.
Really?
I think
Not
we're
us and
down.
Ross being like, everyone wants to be us.
We need to go.
We do. We need to go. We're doing inventory. This is always great to do before you. Yes, girl.
I'm saying, I'm sorry.
You said, let me show my.
Okay, so
Betty.
we're definitely getting these.
You need the shoes, yeah. And we look so hard for those.
You looked hard for
Yeah,
the
I did. You're like,
We don't need the socks. We just want the socks. And
Yeah.
this is, but they're so cheap. This is
They are, but like,
$9.99.
but they're not Nike. So is he gonna even like?
No, these are for me.
Oh, for you.
These are for me.
But you don't need them.
And I don't wear Adidas. I actually do wear Adidas. I have Adidas on
What are
right
you wearing?
now.
What socks you got on right now?
No shows.
Right, you're not even wearing the long socks.
But I will in the winter, so I guess I'll come back in
the winter, yes. And we're gonna put those back where they belong.
This is why you can't have friends that are good with their
Okay, I'm gonna put this back. Okay, we got 4 shirts.
I love the grandpa sweater.
I love that one.
I love the grandpa sweater. Like, it eats, but it's $8.99. So we're gonna hold on a second.
Okay, hold on.
We love the
Definitely
we know this one.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna wear on Easter, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna let him pick.
Yeah, definitely that one. See, this is doing inventory. It helps. Because remember, we came in and we were like, ooh, like it's only $8.99, but you times that by 5, it's like.
I love these two. I don't love these.
Okay, let's put these back because you could probably find these.
But this is $5.99.
Let it go. You don't need it.
But
you don't need it. You don't love it.
Bo goes when you do it. He like, but.
We'll also add this up. What? That's gonna be probably 10 with tax.
No, $9.50.
Okay.
$8.50. $16.
How much is the shoes?
$13. So this is maybe $30.
Yeah, that's good. You don't need to get into $50 because this one is
whatever. Put it up.
This is $8. Yeah, you don't need the $50 range. It's good. We'll leave some $35. All right, let's put these socks back. Where did these come from? What is it?
Look, these are the only bottles she'll take.
No.
And they're only $14.99.
Does she not have any bottles?
She does, but she needs more.
No, she doesn't.
Never have enough.
Okay, this is so cute.
Yeah, should I get it?
No. Okay, I was just saying. All right, you gotta say bye.
I love you all so much. And if you're just meeting me, hi, I'm Alexandria Wilson.
Yes, Wilson.
Lovely seeing you. Bye.
Bye. Miss you. I'm not gonna see you for another month.
A month? It's less than a month.
Is it?
Literally. Like
it is. You're right.
3 weeks.
We're gonna see each other in 3 weeks. That's good. So Alex ended up starting this, so I decided to start it too, literally tonight. She just started it like not that long ago. So I am on page 38, almost to chapter 4. I haven't been reading that long, I just started it, but I'm really glad that I picked it up. Brittainy Cherry's books remind me so much of like, you know how Colleen Hoover's books, they're like fast paced, like when you start reading it, you don't want to stop because there's like something that happens every single second. I feel like Brittainy Cherry's books are like that, very much like soap opera vibes, like someone gets into a car accident or someone's in the hospital or like just something crazy happens. And that's what I feel like they're just so enjoyable because you never know what's gonna happen, but something is always happening, so they're just not boring. They're very easy to read. This book is one that doesn't come out until the 22nd, but by the time you guys watch this book will be out. I'm loving it so far. It literally starts out with a bang, and I'm about 40 pages in, and it has not had a like dull moment at all. It is very melodramatic, soap opera vibes, so like keep that in mind if you read it, but like it's so good. I cannot see this book being anything less than a 4-star. Like I cannot. And I also feel like I'm gonna finish this book really fast because usually I finish Brittainy Cherry's books in like 24 hours, and that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this book because I don't want to put it down. I also love how the main guy character, he has a Nigerian dad or a Nigerian mom, and so she's like sprinkling in bits of like that culture, and then she talks about like the main girl character, she's black, and she's like, I never really loved my hair, but then I started to love my hair because when I look at myself in the mirror, I see my mom and my grandma and every ancestor that came before me because they have the same hair as mine. So I love that she's adding in bits like that. Also, Alex and I have been texting back and forth, and there's a part in this book where, because Alex, she's like, oh my God, I need to like highlight some stuff. And I didn't even know what she was gonna highlight. And I got to page 16 and it said, that was a problem with falling in love when you were out of love with yourself. Even monsters looked appealing. And it really is so beautiful how she can like weave these deep thought out like sentences into a story that isn't really like lyrical, or you know, like I feel like a lot of authors that have like that lyrical writing, sometimes it can be like a bit boring. And books like this, sorry it's so late, it's like 11 o'clock, not late for me because I go to bed at 9:30. But books like this, I think it's actually 11, I don't know, it could be later or earlier. Oh, it's 10:30. It's not even that late. I go to bed literally at 9 or 9:30. I'm not even kidding. I get in bed at 9 and then I read for a little bit, and I usually go to bed at 9:30. But I feel like authors who write like lyrical writing, sometimes their stories can be a bit boring. And then I feel like authors who write books like this that are like super fast paced, like very easy to read, they don't usually have the depth in the writing. And not saying the writing is hard by any means, because it's very easy writing. But the depth of her quotes, like that depth is there, which I really enjoy. I can see this being a book that makes me emotional by the end, just because you can already tell it's going to be one of those emotional reads. So I am going to go to bed because I am absolutely exhausted. We had such a long day today, and I was already tired before I left, so I'm gonna try to get some sleep. We leave out of town on Monday, so I still need to like pack and stuff tomorrow. And we go to Brady's parents on Sunday for Easter, so I'm also going to see my brother on Easter, and I don't know, I've kind of been like a bit bummed because like holidays are just not the same anymore, and like holidays don't really feel as fun, whereas in the past I used to get so excited about the holidays just because we had all these like family traditions. But my oldest sister and my niece, they flew to go see my mom. She's like a 4-hour plane ride away. And then I texted my younger sister, and I don't know if she has to work or not, but she usually has to like work on holidays. And my younger brother, he's in the same like town. He moved to the same town where my mom is. And my oldest, like second oldest sister, she's in New Orleans, which is where she lives, but like her husband's side of the family is there, so she's gonna be seeing them. So it just kind of feels like I'm on my own little island a bit, and I kind of feel like orphan vibes, which I'm not, like I'm being dramatic, but like I've never had this before, and it's like I'm almost 33 and I'm learning to navigate holidays without my parents, and like obviously my mom is very alive and well. Oh my god, I posted something, I think it was like Christmas or something, or no, it wasn't Christmas, it was Thanksgiving I think, and I was like, this is like my first Thanksgiving without my parents, like missing my dad and my mom so much. And someone was like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry that like I didn't realize your mom died, like I knew your dad did. And I was like, whoa, my mom is alive and well. She just doesn't live here anymore. And it feels very different because I have always had her here. Like even when I went to school in Missouri, every single holiday I would drive home because I'm just a very big family person. So I would just drive home for every holiday, and then I would see Brady's family same day because they're like an hour north of us. So it was like very easy to just like pop over there for an hour and come back home. So yeah, it just definitely feels like a little different, because we're gonna go to his side of the family for lunch, and then I'm probably gonna go see my brother because he's the only one who's like free, and then I'll probably we're gonna go to this restaurant called Woody's, and then I'm gonna go, back to Brady's side of the family. So it just definitely doesn't feel like a typical Easter holiday where it's like, your mom makes all the good food and like, your siblings all get together. And I don't know, I feel like there's like cracks in the framework of our family, and we're like gonna have to, I don't know, try to do something to kind of like put it back together. But I think that everyone kind of has cracks in their heart right now as they're trying to like heal from dad being gone. And so maybe that's the first priority. I don't know, it just definitely feels very different. And I used to get like really excited and happy for holidays, and now I just kind of get like bummed a bit. But I do feel very grateful that I do have family, even though they're like not with me, and I think it's made me appreciate my family more. So like when we got together for Christmas, I just felt like so like grateful. Like I can't even think of another word. Like I just felt so privileged to have my family, to have a close-knit family, to have people who love like seeing each other, who miss each other when we're gone. Like it's a blessing to miss people, you know? So it definitely has made me more grateful. And I think a lot of the times we take for granted what we have until it's gone. Like, you know, we never think about our breathing until we get a cough, and it's like, ooh, it hurts like to breathe, like dang, like that's hard. Or, you know, you never really think about like, you know, having a clear head until you get a headache and you're like, oh my God, I just like cannot wait till I like don't feel this again. So I think it's the same with like family dynamics. You never really think about how great yours is until like it shifts a little bit. And then I feel like I am grateful still, just in different ways than I was before. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to finish this today. Or not today, because I'm literally going to bed right now. I think I'm going to try to finish it tomorrow. But I did want to add, like, if you're someone who has a holiday, or someone who is celebrating a holiday that's coming up soon and it feels different for you, just know you're not by yourself. It can feel really isolating having holidays that feel different and not... Like, you know, you see everybody and, like, they're celebrating it and it, like, looks all fun. But, like, I know that... You can know that you're not alone, because I am someone who's literally going to celebrate part of my Easter with my brother at like a diner. Like it's not even like a real restaurant. So yeah, I just want you to know you're not by yourself, like you're not alone. But I think for me, leaning into gratitude has been one thing that's like been anchoring me a lot, so that I don't like spiral. And it's like, you should be grateful because you do have siblings, and you have a mom, and you have a niece, and people that love you. And yes, you can still feel sadness. Like one feeling or emotion does not cancel out the other, but I think that like the duality of those emotions is like really important to focus on, not just like focusing on the one, which is like sadness. So yeah, anyway, gonna read just a smidge more. I think I'm gonna read maybe 10 more pages, get to page 50, and then go to bed. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm getting very close to finishing the amount of books that I want to finish in a week, but I still have some ways to go. I do want to give you guys a little book haul before I get back to reading, because I'm in the middle of so many good books. I finished these 3 right here, and I'm currently in the middle of these 3, which if I finish these, that would be 6 books. Now, will I be able to finish these 3? I don't know, because I'm halfway through this one, halfway through this one, and like on chapter 7 of this one. So I have a ways to go, but they're all really good. I want to give you guys a book haul from what I picked up at the independent bookstore, and also a package that came in. I'm going to show you guys the package first, because I don't know what this is. I think that this is maybe an ARC or something. It says it's from Simon & Schuster, and I always get any ARCs that are sent to my husband's office. So, yes, oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited to read this. It's called All the Men I've Loved. It's by Christine Pride, and on the back it says, from Christine Pride, co-author of the Good Morning America book club pick, We Are Not Like Them, comes a dazzling solo novel in which a woman grapples with fate and romantic destiny, thinking she has moved on from a love triangle in her 20s until both men return to her 2 decades later, forcing her to choose between them again. It's 1999 and Cora Bell has arrived at college ready to change her life. She's determined to grow out of the shy, sheltered daddy's girl who attended an all-white prep school in her all-white suburb. What she's totally unprepared for is Lincoln, with his dark skin, charming southern drawl, and smile, because how can you ever prepare yourself for the roller coaster of first love? Just when Cora thinks she's got everything figured out, a series of surprises, secrets, and a devastating tragedy sends her into a tailspin. In the wake of the tumult, a new man enters her life. Cora is once again thrown by the strength of her feelings, this time for Aaron, I cannot speak today, enigmatic photographer who seems to understand her like no one else. With her whole heart at stake, Cora is pulled between two loves, one that's comfortable and one that's true. 20 years later, Cora is all grown up and has made it a point to avoid any serious relationships. Being alone can't break your heart, but then an unexpected recognition and a chance encounter put her right back where she started. The same two men, the same agonizing decision, finding herself in this position again, will test everything Cora thought she knew about fate, love, and most importantly, herself. All the Men I've Loved Again is a big-hearted coming-of-age story for anyone who's thought, what if, about a past love and what it would be like to have a second chance. Now, I've never read anything from this author, but I've seen this book like just all over. And honestly, the pink cover is what drew me in. It's giving summer vibes, and it also looks pretty short. Yeah, it's literally exactly 300 pages. So I'm really excited to read this one. I feel like this is gonna be really good. And the books that I picked up yesterday, oh, and that one's written by a Black author as well. The books I picked up yesterday, I got books at Books A Million, which I'll show you guys those tomorrow because I do want to get back to reading, but I'm going to show you guys the books that I picked up at Afterword Books first. Or Afterwards Books. I've never been to that bookstore before, and I was glad that I was able to stop in because it's obviously in Edwardsville. I don't go there very often, but I got two books. And these are the two books. The first book that I picked up is Out of the Woods. I ended up finishing Out on a Limb, and I just thought it was so cute. I will say that it wasn't like my absolute favorite romance I've ever read, but it was one of those that I just like want to continue to read the rest of the story and see how it goes. And this says a married couple joins a week-long wilderness expedition to help them reconnect in this heartfelt companion novel to the viral TikTok sensation Out on a Limb. I just wanted to see the rest of their story because I feel like it kind of drops off. Like, you don't really know what happens. And I do think that in Out on a Limb, it was very much focused on like her pregnancy, and you don't really see much else. So I would love to see more of their relationship outside of just like being parents or like the excitement of like being parents. So this, it seems like, is gonna be a lot of that. And I also don't feel like I read a lot of books about marriage in general, like romances. I feel like you see a lot of books where the characters are like getting close to being married or they're engaged or something, but you don't see a lot of books about married couples. So this one would be a really nice one to read. I also picked up Deep Cuts, and this is by Holly Brinkley. On the inside, it looks really good. It says, it's a Friday night in a campus bar in Berkeley, fall of 2000, and Percy Marks is pontificating about music again. Hall & Oates is on the jukebox, and Percy, who has no talent for music, just lots of opinions about it, can't stop herself from overanalyzing the song, indulging what she knows to be her most annoying habit. But something is different tonight. The guy beside her at the bar, fellow student Joe Morrow, is a songwriter, and he could listen to Percy talk all night. Joe asks Percy for feedback on one of his songs, and the results kick off a partnership that will span years, ignite new passions in them both, and crush their egos again and again. Is their collaboration worth its cost, or is it holding Percy back from finding her own voice? Moving from Brooklyn bars to San Francisco dance floors, Deep Cuts examines the nature of talent, obsession, belonging, and above all, our need to be heard. And I have just been leaning towards like contemporary fiction books that have like elements of romance, and this kind of seemed like it would have bits of romance in it. And I really enjoy contemporary fiction when it's like that. So I'm excited to dive into this one. I haven't really been in the mood for a ton of books other than like anything in the romance genre lately. I just think it's because it's getting warmer, and like when it's warm, I want to read romance, but I think that I will probably get to a point where I've read so much romance where I want to take like a mini break and like read something else. And so this would be a great book to pick up during that time. So these are the two books, or three books that I got. I'm going to show you guys the other books that I picked up a little bit later after I read some more. I'm really loving the book so far, and I cannot wait to dive into them a little bit more. Okay, I just looked at the little like page that came with this book in the like insert, and because it's an arc, and I did not realize that this is a book about a woman finding love in her 40s, which I feel like you don't see often. I know so many people are like, do you have any books that the characters are like in their 40s? This is one, and it's about a black woman and black love, and she's also supposed to be like kind of like nerdy, and I don't know, it just looks like a really good book. I'm so excited to read this one. Did I finish 7 books? No, but did I finish 4 books and then half of 2 books? Yes, so technically I feel like I finished 5, but I could potentially finish these 2 today. I just need to finish out this vlog because we head out of town tomorrow at like 3 something in the morning because we're going on another trip. We're going somewhere warm and tropical, Brady and I are, and obviously I won't be like editing this vlog while I'm there. And today we're actually going to Brady's parents' house. So we're leaving in like an hour, and I still need to finish packing and I have to shower and stuff. So I want to finish out this vlog. But yeah, so this right here, finished Heartless, and I have a haul for you guys. So I'm going to give you guys this little wrap up real quick and then give you guys this haul. 4 stars, so good. I definitely want to continue the series, and I almost started the next book in this series in this video because I love this series so much. This book right here, I think I'm going to rate it 3 stars. It was cute and enjoyable, definitely spicy. This book right here, I like this one probably about as much as Just Our Luck. It was cute. I will continue the series because I do want to know what happens to their like relationship. And this book right here, I was actually very surprised by because I've read books by Alexandria House and they're definitely spicy. And I'm not the type to really enjoy like heavy spice, no plot. Like I want to have either really good banter or plot. But this one actually was really good. It's about a guy who he ends up having to take custody of his siblings that he didn't even know like existed because his dad passes away, and he needs a nanny because he's a hockey player and he just like doesn't have time to just like be at the house all the time. So he hires this nanny who's a live-in nanny, and as you guys can imagine, a live-in nanny, like, you know, it just, the spice is there, but the storyline is also there. And then the nanny, she actually moves in or starts work whenever he's like in a relationship with another girl named like Trish. I think her name's Trish or Trisha. And she's like kind of wild. So it's a really good story. I was very surprised by this one. It's also really short, so you can finish it super fast. These 2 I'm still in the middle of. I think I'll finish this today. I am at page 259 of this one, and then I haven't really gotten much farther in this one. I'm at page 131. So it's definitely possible that I could finish these today because we have lots going on, or we don't have a lot going on other than going to Brady's parents' house. So I could definitely read there, read on the way. It's an hour drive. So yeah, I am hoping that I finish these. If not, I'll bring them with me, but I'll probably finish them on the way to our vacation spot. So definitely will have these finished in hopefully the 7 days. So yeah, this is the haul that I want to show you guys. I got 2 books from Books A Million, and these are 2 books that I, like one of them I had on my list to get, and the other one I didn't, but it looks like it's really good. I ended up spending $61 on these 2 books, which is actually kind of wild when I really think about it. This book right here is the book that was actually on my list to get. It doesn't come out until the 22nd, but by the time this video is live, you guys can pick it up. I feel like Books A Million always has books out early, which I actually went there for Emily Henry's new book, but obviously I couldn't pick it up. This one right here, I heard that it's really good by Taylor, I forget her last name, but she has like a book channel as well, and I saw that she read this early. She got like an early arc. It says, Ryan and Lillian Bright are deeply in love, recently married and now parents to a baby girl, Georgette, but Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about. But Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about, and Ryan has an alcohol addiction he hasn't told Lillian about, so Georgette comes of age watching their marriage rise and fall. When a shocking blow scatters their fragile trio, Georgette tries to distance herself from reminders of her parents. Years later, Lillian's son comes searching for his birth family, so Georgette must return to her roots, unearth her family's history, and decide whether she can open up to love for them or herself while there's still time. Told from 3 intimate points of view, The Bright Years is a tender, true-to-life novel that explores the impact of each generation in a family torn apart by tragedy, but over time, restored by the power of grace and compassion. Starts in 1976 and then ends in like 2019. So you really get to see throughout their lives. I also picked up Broken Country. This is on Reese's book clubs. It's like one of her book picks, and the books on that list are always so good. This says, the farmer's dead, he's dead, all anyone wants to know is who killed him. Beth and her gentle, kind husband, Frank, are happily married, though their relationship relies on the past staying buried. But when Beth's brother-in-law shoots a dog going after their sheep, not starting out with murder, Beth doesn't realize that the gunshot will alter the course of their lives. The dog belonged to none other than Gabriel Wolfe, the man Beth loved as a teenager, the man who broke her heart years ago. Gabriel has returned to the village with his young son, Leo, a boy who reminds Beth very much of her own son, who died a few years earlier in a tragic accident. As Beth is pulled back into Gabriel's life, tensions around the village rise, and dangerous secrets and latent jealousies from the past resurface, this time with deadly consequences. Beth is forced to choose between the woman she once was and the woman she has become. A sweeping love story with the pace and twist of a thriller, Broken Country is a novel of simmering passion, impossible choices, explosive consequences that toggles between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. And this book, it starts in 1968, and it looks like it ends in 1975. So really excited to read this one as well. I didn't really plan on going in to get this one. I had it on my list, but I wanted to look at the words on the inside because I'm very big on looking at like the words to see if the writing looks like it's like dense or lyrical, like things I'm not really feeling like I'm going to enjoy, and it did not look like that at all. There's lots of dialogue. The words are like really big. And if it's a contemporary fiction, I really am drawn to books that look like this on the inside. I'm very particular about how like my words look. So these are the two books that I got. Obviously, I got so many more books in this video, but I've also finished a lot of books in this video too. So I think by the end of this week, I will have at least finished 6 books, which is a lot to have finished in 1 week, especially because these books are not small, except for like this one right here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are excited for the next video to come. It will be a fun, like beachy video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.